Welcome, Joyce. It's nice to see you again. Thank you for being here today.
Well, I'm excited to be here today. Love seeing you again too.
And we'll see where this next podcast takes us. It's always fun to see all
Oh
the
yeah.
ways that it recognizes the importance of the elder. So this one is called "The Return of Real Elders: Bridging
Mm.
Generations Through Intimate Conversations that Present Elder Wisdom, Awaken Ancestral Memory, and Inspire Soulful Living in Modern Times." So welcome again, everyone, to Whispers from the Hearth, presented again to you today by Joyce and Annie. Okay, can you see this?
Very
Can you
good.
see this screen okay?
Yes, fine.
All right, go ahead.
True eldership is not given. A real elder is someone who's lived, lost, and remembered, and is willing to speak from that place of depth. It's not about perfection. It's not about being a guru, as stated on previous podcasts. It's about presence. It's about being able to sit with the truth, your own and the world's truth, without rushing to fix it.
It was so interesting because I had prepared this today and then was in a group call that was wonderful, but I noticed myself rushing to fix it. So I was like, oh, this elder didn't quite learn that lesson yet. It's just so funny how you put something, you put words to a page like this, and then it's like the universe tests you and says, "Oh, you think that you don't rush to fix things? Okay, let me present you with a situation and see if you can do it." It was cute. So anyway, it was just fun because I definitely think as we've become, more in our eldership and we've gained more wisdom that we aren't as apt to rush to fix things. And yet here I was still showing that I still.
There you were.
So sitting with the truth. And I think the wild part about this is all of us are kind of in, I believe, a 52 card pickup on what's going to really end up being our truth. Like I think with the previous podcast where we talked about the end of that 400-year saga or time and the movement into this more new earth arena, that we're going to probably be surprised when we find out what truly is our truth. Like I think it's going to be a new arena for all of us to really touch more deeply into what we've been taught and groomed into believing as our truth isn't. So, do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, time will tell. I think that we're making great adjustments, and new energies are affecting us, and but I think they're going to help us decipher what we're going to consider truth and what not.
And really looking at the word truth in a whole new light,
Oh
like
yes,
it's just, sometimes we have what I would call word spells, where
yes.
where a word is given a meaning, and if we truly go into it's I'm not going to say the word. I don't know what the word is exactly, but that we may find out that what we thought was the word truth and what it means is entirely different. So even the word.
I know this is so much. I am just learning so much this year from so many different avenues that my thinking was so simplistic. And
Yay.
you know, I,
What a fun growth years. Most especially I think yours has really gone through such a huge change and lift since your birthday. Since
yeah,
you celebrated your
it really
birthday.
has.
It's great. It's great to watch and fun to be a part of. I feel grateful to watch my
It's,
octogenarian friend go through the
I mean,
graceful
it doesn't let
education.
me watch television anymore. I'm so active on so many other things of discovery.
Well, you weren't a big TV watcher,
Oh,
really.
I taped things.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so it's just packed. I'm afraid it's going to explode.
Oh, how
I haven't had
cute.
the television even on. It's going on 3 months now
That's
because
since your
it's,
birthday. Since your birthday.
yes,
Very.
that's right. I didn't even put the two together.
Well,
Ah, well,
also with these screens, I really like all the trees.
oh, I do too. I'm a
I
tree person for
yeah,
sure.
I think there's something to our truths that the trees will be a part of. Like I think
Oh, definitely.
the mountains and the trees, I hope that they're
We're
our
going to be
greatest
able to
teachers.
communicate with them, from what I understand. And they hold a lot of wisdom, those roots and all down there. And
And everything that they've been through, all the land changes to even create
yes,
the mountains. All right,
I
wisdom
love the trees.
keepers. Wisdom,
We're in a collective, you want me to say?
sure.
Collective forgetting. A collective forgetting. Somewhere along the way, we stopped listening to our elders. But a true elder is not defined by years. They are shaped by grief, remembrance, and a choice to become encoded with soul. Eldership is not granted. The rites have been silenced. The stories got quiet. The rituals and oral traditions disappeared and were replaced by content calendars. So true. I'm so sick of content anymore. I mean, everything you go to is never neat and simplified. It's so much advertising and other smaller articles, and they fill up pages.
Very,
Ah,
very good disruption.
it really is. And many of the ones who carried deep wisdom became invisible. Eldership is claimed, and it is time to reclaim it.
So thoughts after reading this, there was a lot here. Miss Wisdom Keeper.
Oh, I'm just reading. Um, well, all I can say is that we're in transition. And so it's hard to call the shots because I'm being surprised what the shots are being coming. But there will be a shakedown of a common denominator that will be the answer once we, can get through the murk and the changes. But
Do you believe we stopped listening to our elders?
oh, I definitely do. They shuffle them off too quickly to, you know, assisted living or just living. When one spouse dies, then what does the other one want to stay home alone? No, they want to have little clubs and parties and ice cream afternoon and all that stuff, some interaction rather than sitting alone.
Mhm.
That's where I differ. Give me some alone, yes, please.
So do you believe eldership is not granted?
That is what?
That it's not granted?
Oh, granted.
That
No,
it's not granted. Like I
that's
don't,
what I'm saying. No,
it's
it's
not
not
something that
granted.
you just can have receive that as a title without really having a self honor and really a self acknowledgement. And
Yeah,
and I think as we do that, then what we share with the external world, will cause our eldership to be granted. And part of it's this last line, eldership is claimed and it's time to reclaim it.
definitely. I know. I feel it myself being a grandmother and soon to be a great grandmother.
Yay.
My grandson is having a baby. And it's that things that I think that I could contribute to them, like my son, and they're so nice about letting me talk about it, but they're going to do their own thing
Mm.
because what do I know?
Well, I think sometimes though it's not going to be our own children that will ever listen to us. They
Well,
will,
see, I don't speak to a lot of other people,
yeah.
and they're not seeking my wisdom. But but I try to impose, but I feel it because I'm not a living example of what they are into doing, that I've heard things in my alternative news series that there's going to be a real shakeup, like with
Mhm.
the stock market and all. And they're all in it. And they said, well, our advisors say that's poppycock. Well, your advisors are going to be surprised.
For,
And
for
I
joy.
tried, you know, I tried, but still, I won't get credit for it. It just would have happened. Not that I want the credit, but I'm just saying I don't know they'll acknowledge that we should have listened to you, mom and grandma.
Well, and I think also they're talking a lot about the indigenous. It's really, there's going to be a nice resurgence of the indigenous elders, especially in the indigenous cultures, because there's almost like a prophecy of what their contribution is going to be during this complete shakeup of everything we know to the newness of where we're heading. But I think there's a remembrance of the oral traditions and their stories that because one of the things that somebody's talking about that I listen to is that we're actually going to kind of go backwards.
Really?
We're not going to be able to have access to things in the way we did, most especially for a bit, possibly even internet, and needing to find the old ways of making food, of growing things, of just the shifts that may happen for a while, and how important the oral traditions and the stories are going to be at that time, especially if we can slow down the culture enough where people have time to just sit and be with each other and listen and hear and witness the the actual beauty of what we have within our own humanity that we are missing because we are being so disrupted by content calendars. And as you say, just, all the disruptions when you even try and listen to something, all the ads and everything that comes in. So I do think it's
Oh,
time,
it is. Yeah, it's getting overwhelming. I mean, they have ads on top of ads, and
unless you pay their fee to not have
it's
them.
just, you know, overload.
So it's going to be, I'm excited as we keep bringing these forward podcast after podcast for us to just keep reiterating the words such as wisdom keepers. I hope through the repetition of what's been heard in these different podcasts, even though they're looking at them in a different way, like the words collective forgetting, that we're reigniting um, elders, and also the ones that will have a reverence and want to hear the elders to start paying more attention to the importance of what they have as a gift right in front of them with elders. So that's the whole reason behind it, these presentations that we keep bringing here. So we're here to transmit what was nearly lost. We are in a planetary rite of passage. I really like that. We are here to help soul encoded leaders to remember their oral lineage. The systems are composting. You don't have to sound polished. You don't need fancy branding. You just have to be real.
Mm.
The myths are unraveling. We want you to know your voice is needed. The younger generations are starving not for content, but for those who carry the old ways in their bones and are ready to speak. Time to stop chasing performance and start embodying presence. I lucked out in my teenage years, I got to work in orthopedic floors in hospitals, and I dearly loved working with the elderly. Like it's not that they gave me tons of stories, but they would every once in a while bring forth this morsel of wisdom that touched so deeply in my heart. And I've just felt blessed by the crossing in that moment to get to have them, and they were in such a place of sweetness because they were needing to be taken care of. But so that's why I think it's neat to look at, a planetary rite of passage and what does it mean to be a soul encoded leader? And I think that's what I want noticed about elders is that we can't even imagine the level of ancestral wisdom that we all carry within us. And I think as we continue to bring it forward, more will come forward, whether it's something we find in our house that we forgot we had, whether it's something that somebody shares that uh, we witness by listening to them and it brings up memories within our own being. I just think there's something to be brought forward from us, transmitting what our wisdom and our knowledge that we have brought forward, and especially in this planetary rite of passage.
An example of an awakened company owner, he is in fact in hiring elders. They don't have to have any qualifications to do anything. They don't have to work a computer or anything. And to sit in on think tanks on new products. And the people that put them created have their own idea of how it should be put out there or what good it's going to have or whatever. And they want to know the opinions of the elders. What do they make of it? And if they adopt something that the elders have added to it that the other guys that know everything say, that makes sense. It'll cover a bigger area or something and of buyers. And they get a bonus if they get integrated into the plan. That's really good too. So they can make some money too.
Yay, yay for you to be drawn to. I think that's a perfect example of what I was just talking to. By hearing somebody, it brings it up for you. And just even the fact that you're drawing to yourself somebody of that higher wisdom that is holding elders in regard and wants to
Yes.
incorporate them back into our society to be contributing great wisdom members. That's like, I mean, I'm just so grateful to know that that's what you've drawn to you to listen to.
Oh, I love listening to his videos and all because he's a heck of a teacher and a very good deliverer of information. But he's very much drawn to this, speaks of it a lot, and that they have wisdom, he said, from just their life experiences. Not everything he says are rockets and
Mhm.
fast cars or whatever else he's got going. But he highly respects them,
I love
highly
it.
respects them,
That
and
makes me,
wants to get them involved in what's coming on the scene. What do they think of it?
yay. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a nice circle of bringing together all the different generations when you involve that higher wisdom that from so much experience, so much life experience.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, the last podcast I got to do was not with you, it was with somebody else, and we did talk about the sages and understanding that we have our own sage within us, as well as recognizing how much of our world has a sage in it, in how many different arenas there's a sage. And just hearing you speak about what this person's sharing and his reverence for elders, to me sounds like
Hmm.
he's a sage as well. So that's like, yay, yay,
Yeah.
yay us that we have
It's
somebody that's of that.
very meaningful because, I wonder who else is considering that.
Mhm.
Nobody probably. He's always light years ahead.
Oh,
I
oh,
didn't think I,
good.
I
Yay.
didn't think I said his name. But anyway, um, he is the future, and elders, he feels, have a contribution to make.
Mhm.
So
Yay, makes me really glad to hear it.
not just not just the latest engineering mind and scientists and all that.
Well, and that's great because it goes with their last line, time to stop chasing performance and start embodying presence. And that's what I think um, people of that longevity and experience
Hmm.
have, as they embody a presence. They're just,
Hmm.
I think there's more of an authenticity that comes forward as you go through the ages and stages, and you reach points when you're just really comfortable in your own skin in such a strong way. And that's not to disregard. I saw a list the other day of the top jobs that are out there. It was fascinating. Every single one of them was some sort of an engineer. I thought that was fascinating to hear.
Yes, engineering is key now,
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
key in
and
everything.
all the different versions.
Manufacturing, anything.
Yeah,
Hmm.
mechanical, chemical. I was like, wow. I mean, it's funny because I grew up with all engineers in my household, and as spouses even. And it's just interesting to hear that resurgence of the top 10 jobs, it has to do with engineering. So it'd be fun
Yeah,
to see where it all goes. All right,
yeah. Well,
Joyce, you get to read this one.
you are an elder in waiting, here to transmit what was nearly lost. The quiet rites of oral healing, the unspoken laws of resonance, the body codes of remembrance, the sound of someone speaking from real, resonant, and rooted. Yes, that's what he's looking for in people to help.
Yeah, I think
And
rooted is a great word.
yeah,
It's
rooted.
it's a good
They're
descriptor.
definitely rooted if they're
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, they've been such a part of so many different ages and stages and arenas,
oh
as
yes.
they've experienced all these different chapters of life, that there is a rootedness. Like, it doesn't matter of the different elders I talk to, there can be some, like, as I said before, morsel, and it is that does represent their rootedness in
Hmm.
and resonant. I love the word resonant.
Oh, resonance. Yes.
And just,
Yes.
when you bring somebody that says uh, that one sentence that can bring a collective of people together that have forgotten, and start to remember, and start to have reverence for all the different generations. Like, every generation matters, and the more that we have an honoring of all the different generations, not just the elders, the more our collective can heal and not be in this era of forgetting.
You know, what he's doing, and I'm sure he's number one in starting this whole thought process, but uh, can make a difference when he will start talking about what it's been like when we have taken in some of the ideas and melded them with the science, and it came out a product that we feel was superior if we didn't have them to contribute. and then other companies and all that. There could just be a light starting to shine on this whole arena.
Mhm.
Um, this will be a wake-up call to include them,
Yeah,
include the elders. They've
that's
got
that's
things
great.
to share and add that are relevant.
And, body codes of remembrance. What do we mean by coding? I mean, it's understanding that we don't want to miss the ancestral carrying forward wisdom and just the life experience wisdom that we have. I mean, anytime I've taken the time to sit and just be with elders, I've always walked away with my heart open. I just have.
Well, that you were keyed in early,
Hmm.
not, somehow you were affected by them,
Hmm.
by your exposure to them and all.
And I
Mm.
didn't have, I had really poor grandparents. Like I didn't get to have that joy of grandparents that
Oh, really? Oh,
no,
gee.
I didn't. They
Well, I
weren't.
only had one side of grandparents. The other ones were gone. But it, oh, I have very fond memories of
Mhm.
things I've done with my grandparents.
So, and and I've listened to people talk about, like say in farming, having to go out and work with a grandfather that basically worked him from 6 until 6 and worked them hard and, really incorporated the importance of self-discipline and, completion and just different things like that. And, it doesn't mean that they're always soft. They may have a harshness or trigger us in a way that we just want to run and cry or run and scream at them or something. But it is interesting that years later, if we take the time to really look at, I mean, lots of times they're kind of a trophy to us later on in life when we really think back on them. When at the time as a child and we were just in our maturity levels, we were like, no, but it is interesting as we move forward and really think through, the offerings that they were giving us, that there was a lot to be grateful for. So that's what
Definitely.
I just want to light that fire in everybody. That's why we even talked about elder fire before. So there's a lot in these podcasts that I hope will really ignite people and help them.
Well, the thing is, too, once they feel, yes, I do have things to share. I do have significance. I do, have the offering that would help in many things, but nobody's knocking on my door, is what they're going to be saying. So that's the key is exposure.
Mhm. Starting to come together in greater numbers. Yeah. I
Hmm.
mean, I even thought it'd be neat to have I told before, an elder choir, you
Oh,
know.
yeah, that would be lovely.
I know.
That
So
would be lovely.
I know it'd
Oh,
just be
boy.
very special. So why our work here is for elders who carry living memory. If you felt an ache that the stories in your bones aren't being heard,
Mm.
guilt for taking up space because your wisdom doesn't fit the algorithm, a knowing that your words aren't just yours, they're ancestral technologies. See if I can
Hmm.
get out of the way.
Ancestral technologies. Interesting.
So for this is where we're, really talking about living memory. Like ancestral technologies, it's almost like what Elon was talking about that you shared. He's paying attention because
Excuse
there's an ancestral technology that can come through taking the time to witness and listen to these elders, and they
Hmm.
they may have something that you would, you know, I mean, I've met a lot of clients that have been inventors and invented things way long time ago that never got used, never got
Yes.
accepted.
Well,
It
a lot
wasn't
of
in the
them got
control
suppressed.
of yes,
They
exactly.
were forced to take some money and forget about it.
I met
Do
somebody that
not bring it
designed
up
a
again. Do not reinvent it.
and their whole world falls apart. Like I met a guy that had designed a hovercraft long time ago, long time ago. And so that is an example of ancestral technologies because there's uh, a wisdom and a knowledge that they can have about something that can, come together that you wouldn't have thought of. And it can somehow fit a missing piece to something they're working on. And yes, I know that we're in this machine world that is moving so rapidly, it's insane. But I still think there's room for the ancestral technologies to take hold and surprise many in the ways that they can be utilized to support people. And a lot of them can be engineers of, in their 80s that have engineering knowledge. They may not have gotten to use it in the way that they deserved, but it doesn't mean that their knowledge isn't useful now, because as far as I'm concerned, it is.
Mhm. Surely.
An ache that the stories in your bones aren't being heard. Maybe that's why our bones hurt more when we get older. Because we're wanting to share some
They're, they're
stories.
trying to talk to us.
Yeah, the bones are like, hey, I'm out here. I got some stories I can tell to you. So it's good to look at living memory because we often can use memory as past, but we also in here are we're bringing up that it can be living memory that still is a part of us and what we're here to bring forward as elders. So again, I just want to kind of, invite people to really look at these things and hopefully we'll go somewhere with it all. Okay, Joyce.
It might be an idea that groups could start forming in their senior
Centers.
organizations. They're open every day of the week and they have all kinds of activities and things like that. And that would be a freebie for them to start gathering with someone coordinating
Mhm.
that. But
We'll see. I've got some
because
apps.
there'd be other seniors there and they could maybe be drawn in too.
There's
You know
definitely,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah. Yeah, and
At the
hopefully,
senior centers.
yeah. I mean, there definitely are neat senior centers already because people go
Oh,
by
yeah.
bridge and things, but um yeah, we'll see where
No,
this
but with a
goes.
new idea of
Mhm.
focusing
Yes.
on what their contribution can be and will be
Mhm.
and how to direct that.
And I have lots of fantastic ideas ready for that. Okay, Joyce, may I have you read this?
Oh, I can see it, but I'll just make it sharper. And that the elders, the real ones, are waiting for permission they'll never receive. Let us say it clearly. If you feel like the way you speak doesn't fit anymore, if you held back because you feel no one is listening, understand your voice was never meant to go viral. It was meant to heal. Hmm,
What do you think? That's a different way to look at it. I mean, it doesn't mean that it has to be a massive, huge thing, but it's also understanding that our voice has a healing factor to it.
that's right. That it doesn't have value anymore.
Mhm.
It
I mean,
doesn't make sense to the youngins.
well, and there's so many people that are seniors that are living, elders that are living alone, and they don't talk
That's right.
at all. They don't use their voice
Hmm.
at all. And if we start looking at that, our voices are meant to heal. And hopefully it's another awareness, invitation that
But
will,
that's going to have to, just by saying it isn't going to make it so for those people. They'll think, well, that was interesting. And but they have to experience it in some
Mhm,
life situation in order to know, to really know it, to feel it.
mhm.
Hmm.
And I do think so many, I love the elders, the real ones are waiting for permission they'll never receive. The only way that we can shift that is to do what we're doing here, where we really start working with a vision to bring back the elder voice in much greater fashion,
Hmm.
start to bring the recognition and we'll you know we'll see where it goes. I've got lots of really great ideas. It's um I have hope and faith that we're going to get somewhere with this, and this is this awakening and awareness
Hmm.
will be important, I hope.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, makes you think. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are exactly what the world is starving for. Return to the planetary right. Speak not to perform, but to transmit. That's that healing voice again. Reclaim your voice. The return of real elders is now. So hopefully that's what we've conveyed through this podcast today, is just really looking at the return of real elders, like, and the advantages of what real authentic elders have to offer to our world, and the many ways that they can almost like be like a weaving
Yep.
um, of many different ages and stages, and bringing all the different versions together, like used with, I know way back when there were elders that were brought into the grade schools to support and be used
Oh,
to.
yeah. Helpers,
Mhm, mhm,
when a kid had a question or something, didn't know how
mhm.
to write in this book or whatever.
And they're in
Mhm.
such a place of wanting to support, and it's just so good to bring them together with younger children. So yeah, and
Yeah, that's great.
when we think back, like when somebody asks, well, what was that one person that changed your life in some way? It's amazing how it can be a teacher or an elder, or just that
Hmm.
one person that heard you at just the right moment and said some sentence that catapulted you, to a direction that was really, important and vital. So I think it's good. It's good to just look at this stuff and bring it into our hearts, and hopefully we're going to go somewhere with all of this. That's my wish
Yeah.
and hope.
Yep. It's going to happen. It's
Okay.
it's it's in the flow. I think it's beginning.
Yay. I'm glad you feel that way. All right, I'm going to have you read this, Joyce.
We are calling back the Wisdom Keepers Council. We are restoring eldership as a frequency, not a role. And we are anchoring a new communication field, one that is ancestral, sovereign, and devotional. If you're ready to speak out from that place, there's a seat by the hearth with your name on it. Come
Yay.
on.
Yeah, whispers from the hearth. I love it. The time of elder voices is now. Thank you for listening to our podcast today. If you're feeling a readiness to take action or embrace a new role or frequency, possibly stepping into a position of leadership or guidance, this is your signal. As an elder, you carry wisdom and experience that can be invaluable to those around you. This signal you feel could be the moment that invites you to share your insights, offer support, or initiate a change that you've been contemplating. Trust in your abilities and the knowledge you've accumulated over the years. Your voice and perspective are important and can make a meaningful impact. Whoops, what did it do
One
that?
more.
Embrace this opportunity with confidence and grace. Yeah, sometimes it's just too much on a screen. So yay. I think that's our last one.
That's
Oh,
a big one.
one more,
Mhm.
Joyce.
You are not invisible. You are initiated. Speak from that place, and the world will feel it. Whispers from the hearth, preserving stories, tools, truths, and laughter that should not be lost.
Let's see if I can bring this in so we can, no, okay. Well, I always want to bring me into the picture, but for some reason I'm not going to have the opportunity again. That's okay. I hope these podcasts are awakening people and they're becoming more aware to really think about the value of what we're bringing here. And I'm totally grateful, Joyce, that you said yes to being a part of this. There'll be a point at which we will have 12 podcasts that we're going to put out there in a bundle, and then we're going to see where we go from there. We have a lot of ideas for curriculums and different ways to bring elders together and different ideas on collaboration that elders can bring forward. So it's just getting everything to the embers to get our feet off the ground to get this all going. And
Sure.
it's step by step, but
It's a good beginning.
yeah, I have high hopes, and the trees are going to be here supporting us because they got
Oh,
they
boy.
included in this whole podcast today. So thank you very, very much, Joyce. Let me see if I can
Okay, I'm happy to be here.
bring me back.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Have a good
everybody.
weekend.
Thank you so much.